Hi guys, thanks for joining me. So today's topic is on mental health. This to me is the most important topic, and it is also the reason that I created this channel. This topic has been personally important to me, and I'll explain that later on in other videos. But I really wanted to create this video because I feel this is something that most of us around the world are struggling with today. I wrote down some statistics to start off this video, just to highlight the importance of mental health today. So, number one epidemic in the world, what is that? It is mental health issues or stress. Number one. Do you want to know how many people suicide in a day around the world? 1 million. 1 million. Twice as many people die of suicide than homicide. There is one suicide happening every 40 seconds. These are really alarming statistics. It's reality. And this is before COVID came into the picture. That's taken mental health issues to another level. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. There are more veterans, so ex-soldiers and soldiers that die from suicide than in the war. And mental health issue is very dominant for veterans. Anxiety and depression is something that most of us are struggling with, especially our youths, because we've got additional pressure of social media. So I have learned a lot from very tough life experiences, and I'm still learning that around mental health, how that is number one. For me, it's coming from dealing with life and death situation, a life-threatening illness. I am still going through it, and I have found I have first-hand experience and am experiencing the suffering in the mind. So I created this channel because I want to not only help myself, but share the tools, tips, wisdom, anything and everything that's helped me to get through and is still helping me to get through. The mental struggles. So I see this channel as a gym for mental health. So it is easy for us to get fit in the body by going to the gym, lifting weights, getting a personal trainer. There's a lot of clear strategies and tools that we can use, diet, get fit in the body. But there's no gym really out there for mental health, for strengthening the muscles of the mind. And from what I found out is that happens by going through obstacles, challenges, struggles in life. But you have to have an attitude. You have to have the right attitude, because it's easy to become the victim and become helpless and hopeless and just go downhill. With the right mental attitude, we can learn, we can grow from it. And I will talk about these in other videos. But for today, I wanted to call out and just talk about the mental health issues. And most importantly, my goal for this video is to get anyone that is struggling with mental health to please get help. So by that, I mean mental health specialists, counselors, psychologists, any sort of mental health support people. Okay, so I live in Australia, and we are very lucky that we have a lot of resources out there to help us with this in this mental health area. And by resources, I mean, for example, we have Medicare, and there's free, as part of the mental health care plan, you can get a limited amount of free sessions. We have, if you're a veteran, ex-veteran, there's free services, mental health. There's also hotlines you can call, like Lifeline, beyondblue, where you don't have to leave the house, it's just a phone call away. There's other organizations as well, and I will list all of these down in the description. So this is for those that are living in Australia. And I'm sure around the world there is resources and tools and support services in your country that you can take advantage of. I want to say how important this is to get help. In the past, getting help is looked as being weak, or there's some shame to it, a stigma to it. However, recently and over time, that has changed. Now, a lot of us, including celebrities, are talking about getting help, getting mental health specialists to help, openly talking about depression and struggling for it. So it is okay, it is acceptable, it is important to get the right support. There is absolutely no shame on it. In fact, for me, it's being strong, not weak, because you're helping yourself. You're standing up and helping yourself. You're being strong. There's another stat around men with suicide. They are 3 times more likely to suicide than women. And so there's a culture, for some cultures, including my own culture, where men have to be strong. Men don't cry. And you hold your emotions in, and that's how you grow up with that mentality. And that is why, one of the reasons why men suffer from more suicides than women, because you bottle it in. And that's changing too now. And now we're teaching our children to express, to identify your feelings, to learn to express your feelings. And it is okay to cry. I'll do other videos on children, another session. So, stress. Stress is common, really, really common around the world, especially in modern countries, modern lifestyle. Modern lifestyles have become incredibly stressful because of the fast pace. It's go, 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 go. It's like a rat race. There's no time to really relax and just be. And that's one of the triggers, that's one of the reasons behind anxiety and mental health issues. It is the modern world that we live in. I used to work in the corporate world for many, many years, and you are sitting in a cubicle in front of the computer 8 hours a day. Most of my colleagues didn't even get out for lunch. So you, in an environment, a constricted environment, not even moving around, and that's got its own health implications. Our body was not designed to sit down for 8 hours without moving much. There's no fresh air, there's no natural lighting. These are unhealthy ways of living, and there's a lot of us that have jobs like that. And that's just one example of modern living. We're taking cars everywhere we go. There's no walking like we used to back in the old days. So there's a lot around, and I will talk about that in another video as well, the modern lifestyle and how that's so unhealthy. That directly affects the mental health. So, main point of the video is to get help. There is help out there. There's free help out there. The number one thing we can do for ourselves when it comes to well-being is to take care of our mind, because our mind can become the worst enemy. And I think you'll know what I'm talking about. I did not know what it's like to suffer so much in the mind until I went through my worst life experience, and I'm still going through it. We don't have much choices when it comes to having life really test us with circumstances, whether it be a divorce, whether it be a serious illness, whether it be a death of a loved one. There's not much we can control with life, but the suffering that happens as a result of going through tough experiences, how much we suffer here, we do have a choice. And that's what I've learned. It doesn't have to be a huge struggle or a huge event, a negative event in life, for us to get so stressed, get depressed, get anxiety. It can be the smallest things that can trigger that. Time pressure. It can be a chemical imbalance in the brain. It doesn't matter the nature of the problem. What matters is how much we're suffering in the mind. So I used to compare my very serious life and death stress that I'm still going through now to my friend who was just having a bad day in the office. I used to compare and say, well, I wish I could have your problem. And she felt invalidated. She was quite upset, and it made me realize, hang on, it doesn't matter if you're upset or stressed about a colleague in the office or going through something like a serious life-threatening illness. What matters is how much we're suffering in our mind, how much we're stressed in our mind. So as I said, depression, stress, suicide has been the number one epidemic around the world. And then we got COVID, and we got challenged so much more. COVID, those of us that didn't really experience mental health issues probably started to experience it after COVID, because we are isolated. Isolation is not good for mental health, especially for people that are social. The elderlies being, we had to be quarantined. That's not good for them. There's challenges with that. Grandparents not being able to see their grandchildren and just being isolated. Restrictions, not being able to do your hobbies. I love hiking and being in nature. During the lockdown, I couldn't do that. You already have your everyday life challenges or daily challenges. Then you've got, big things that can happen, divorce, whatever, extra stuff. And then on top of that, you've got COVID. That's restricted us in so many ways. So things are not so easy. But there's still ways, there are still tools and things we can still do. And I'll talk about it in my other videos that I've learned to do to still take care of the mental health, to still learn how to be calm, content, no matter what is going on. So I just want to say, don't lose hope. There's hope, there's help, there's support. no matter which part of the world you live in, there is someone out there, there is some way, and you don't have to struggle alone. There's a lot I've learned and is still learning from the ancient wisdom, for example, Buddhism. Everything is temporary, including our problems, including our circumstances. Just remind ourselves of that. This too shall pass. One more thing. So because of COVID, I know a lot of countries may still be in lockdown and you can't. So in terms of getting the service, the support, going and seeing a counselor or mental health specialist, you can still do phone consultations or video, whether it be Zoom, etc. You can still get the help without leaving your house in a safe, COVID-safe manner. So please, just once again, I wanted to just highlight, it is serious. Mental health should not be taken lightly. Please look out for each other. If you see someone not behaving the usual self, is withdrawn, sometimes the happiest of people are suffering the most. So even if they appear so happy, keep an eye on people, keep an eye on your friends. Observe any change of behaviors, any isolation. If there's any other ways I can help you, I will. Please leave a feedback, any comments of maybe your tough experiences or anything that you feel you need help in. I plan to do many videos around mental health. That is the main part of my channel. Things I feel doesn't get easier. We're always going to have challenges in life. But what I've learned is that we can get stronger and more resilient and mentally strong. I really feel that with the right mind, with the right mental attitude, that we can conquer anything. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe to the channel if you are interested in any contents around mental health, emotional, physical health, even spiritual health. So just overall, just cover anything and everything that's going to help us feel better in every way. Thank you. Thanks for watching.